everyone. I hope you all still have your voting devices. We still have a few more questions left. We really want to get your views on this next question. What is your level of agreement with this statement? Better and more transparent business and financial data would lead to more growth on the continent. Would you go with A, strongly agree, B, mostly agree, C, mostly disagree, or D, strongly disagree? Please make your choice now. A, B, C, or D? Do you believe that better and more transparent business and financial data would lead to more growth on the continent? Strongly agree, mostly disagree, strongly disagree. And let's take a look at what you selected. A, resounding, strongly agree. I think we can all go with that. 79% of the room decided that. Let's take a look at the next question. What's your level of agreement with this statement? There is enough data coming from the continent to constitute a well-informed investor environment. Do you strongly agree, mostly disagree, or strongly disagree? Your time starts now. A, B, C, or D. Is there enough data coming from the continent to constitute a well-informed investor environment? Remember, if you press the wrong button, you could just press it again, and we'll record the final one that you push. Here's the result. Mostly disagree at 49% is the response of the majority of people in this room. 27% strongly disagree. All right, well, let's analyze some of these poll results. And joining me now is the founder of Grow Intelligence, Sara Menker. Hi, Sara. Hi. What do you make of these results?
I actually strongly agree in that I do think that there is sufficient data coming from the continent to make informed investor decisions. And it's largely because what we're oftentimes looking for is connecting the dots between multiple data sets as opposed to trying to go find a single answer. And I think what we found with the African continent is that what's been collected about the continent, within the continent, from outside the continent, is so vast that what has been lacking is the ability to basically merge all those data sets to try and make much more informed decisions.
It's a problem of analysis and kind of sorting out the data.
Yeah, but there is, I think, a great fallacy both within and outside the continent around a misperception, basically, around that.
So how would you overcome that?
I mean, I think you create great data companies and you create companies and technology companies that leverage bleeding edge technologies and search engine technologies to basically unveil this kind of information.
If you were an investor, what kind of infrastructure would you be investing in?
Well, I know we oftentimes speak about very big infrastructure projects, and these are multi-billion-dollar projects. And I actually would invest in weather stations. And the reason I'd invest in weather stations is that they're very, very cheap. So if you look at the whole continent of Africa, it's about 45 times the state of Texas. But Texas has about 1,000 weather stations run publicly, and the whole continent of Africa has about 1,500 weather stations. Now, that leads to the fact that the entire crop insurance market, for example, is only about $100 million out of a $70 billion insurance market. So to me, as if you invested in something like weather stations, say the continent committed to spending $100 million over 10 years, you could actually buy 7,500 weather stations today embedded with world-class sensors to basically create that crop insurance market and multiply that by 7 overnight.
And how much will the weather station cost me?
A weather station today is, say, like I said, I'm looking at one of the most expensive, is about 2,400 euros. It's nothing.
Wow.
A weather station that I have in my office is $250.
And finally, you've started a tech-driven data company, and the technology here is letting us down. But what has been the greatest opportunity?
I mean, I think the greatest opportunity is in leveraging the knowledge that a ton of data exists out there. It's in trillions of data points and petabytes of data. It's the ability to extract and classify that information that I think has been one of the greatest challenges we've dealt with, but potentially the biggest opportunity we're working with as well.
Sara Menker, the founder of Grow Intelligence. Thank you.
Thank you.